Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Nerdarchist Ted, and today I'm joined by
Nathan Nerdarch.
Today we're going to get into a character build for the fastest man alive. Jump down to the description below where you can sign up for Nerdarchy the newsletter, get weekly gaming tips, as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy.
All right, so we got an email from somebody.
All right, so we got an email from Hunter, and he put forth a couple of video suggestions, and the one
I'm smiling because I really like his suggestion.
This is utter hilarious and crazy, and to me it harkens back to the days of third edition
And stacking everything.
when you stacked all these kind of things together. You'd be like, all right, how can I do this one thing really well? Now,
amazingly well.
Oh,
but
yes.
What else can you do?
Now with 5th edition, there's that bounded accuracy,
Yeah,
and there's
which I really love about the 5th
absolutely,
edition.
absolutely. But
And
I mean,
the advantage and disadvantage also really good.
there's not a whole lot of things that really work well and stack together, and you really have to go, climbing to all these little places to find this. So this is going to be a character build, a D&D-izing, the fastest man alive, utterly insane what to do when you find these little pieces that can all work together in 5th edition. So he did some of the work for us, but we found more.
Yes.
So, all right, we're looking at, now this is his suggestion of, let's say we take a wood elf and we go to 9th level mystic, 6th level monk, 3rd level fighter.
9th level mystic for celerity and being able to pump it up all the way, which
Right.
allows you for faster movement.
Celerity, when you're psionically focused on it, it gives you plus 10 to your movement, and you can spend your bonus action to spend up to 7 psi points, and for every psi point you spend, it increases your movement by 10 feet per round. Now, that's 7 psi points for that one round, so it can burn pretty quickly.
Yes.
As 9th level, you've only got 57 psi points, so we'll come back to that. Monk, as per 6th level, you've got an extra 15 foot to your movement when we already are stacking that with celerity and stacking that with wood elf. We've already jumped up, considerably. We're at like a 60 at this point in time. Now we take the mobility feat.
Gives us another 10.
Gives us another 10. And then we take, then we tack on fighter and get to action surge. Now I know who in their right mind wants to use action surge.
Most powerful ability.
One of the best things in the entire game, just to take an extra move action.
I'd like to run with my action surge.
But when you see the ridiculousness that this winds up coming to, it's just crazy. But we're not done yet, because we're going to, beyond taking the mobility feat, we're also going to take the feat Magic Initiate, and we're going to take a spell that would probably
Make
blow your mind.
like scratching their heads.
We're going to take Long Strider. It's on the Druid list, it's on the Bard list, it's on the Wizard list.
And the Ranger list.
Well, Ranger list we can't take with Magic Initiate.
Oh.
But we got access to the others. So regardless of where you get it and what you choose as your cantrips, I don't care about that. Your first level spell, you're taking Long Strider. Now, clearly you see that this is all about going fast. But we're not done. Because someone in your party...
Yeah, you need a haste buddy.
You need somebody to cast haste on you. Now, when I first looked at this, I'm like, oh, he must be getting haste from, his own spell slots, but it's not there. Monk don't give it to you, Fighter don't give it to you, not at level 3 anyway. And, you're not getting it from your Mystic. So that means you got to get a friend. But as this is a total 17th level combination power factor, actually 18th level at this point in time. I did 17 because you only need 2 levels of fighter. My apologies. But 18th level character, there's no reason why someone in your party can't cast haste on you, or you can't get a haste scroll or a haste potion or something to give you that haste effect. Now, I did the math, or Nate and I did the math multiple times trying to figure this out, and you've got your move action, you've got your haste action, you've got your standard action, and you've got your action surge action. That's 4 4 move actions that you get in a round. Now, your base speed, when you do all of this, is 140. 150 if you count in casting Longstrider last round, using Celerity as your bonus action this round.
Yeah, keep in mind your bonus actions put aside for celerity, so otherwise you could probably figure out how to dash with a monk.
Right, you'd be able to spend your Kai point to do Step of the Wind and poof, but you'd be losing out on 70 speed from
We'll try to side points. You could do that.
Right, which you get 8 times that you could be able to do this, and you'd be out of side points before you'd have to dip into something. But now, mind you, if we're using haste, that speed is doubled. So that 140 becomes a 280 times 4. So your speed winds up going to, in one round, 1,120 feet. That's a lot of squares, my friend. But you know what? We're not done, because I'm kind of crazy, and we really looked at, where can I pull these things out.
Wood Elf is great, but can anything else move faster than a Wood Elf?
And of course, if we step into our wonderful Volo's guide, we have the Tabaxi. Now, in a long-term race, the Wood Elf is going to win versus the Tabaxi. But you know what? In that sprint, doesn't hold a candle to what the Tabaxi can do. Because as part of your move action, you can double your speed. So when you double a double, there's no rules for how 5th edition interprets that. So whether you want to do that becomes you double your base and it becomes a triple, or whether you go with, well, a double doubles a quadruple, what do you get?
Let's go with the quadruple method.
So we're going with the quadruple method. So they have a speed that's slightly less, 135, 145 if we add in, the long strider, but 135 doubles to 270, which doubles to 240, which times 4 becomes 2160. Significantly different than our Wood Elf friend. But, sometimes there's just more things that are out there. So, haste doubles, and the Tabaxi speed doubles, the feline agility. But what else is there?
Well, this is just a person pretty much with normal clothes on, so what if they had a magic item?
So if we look in the DMG, we can find that there's Boots of Speed. Now, you can, as a bonus action on your turn, you can click your heels together. Now, while you're casting your Long Strider spell as your standard action on the previous round, use your bonus action to click those heels. So that next round, when you do decide to move, your speed is yet again
doubled.
So we have a 4 times movement at a octupled. What's the lingo?
It's a lot of multiples. Yeah.
So you've been doubled. So going through all of this, we know the math winds up working to be like 1,200 feet around as a Wood Elf. But the Tabaxi is really the one that sells it. So, all right, we have a 145 base speed from everything that we've got going on, including the Long Strider spell that's active, which doubles to 290, which doubles to 580, which times 4... No, we have to double again. So the 580 doubles to 1160, which 1160 times 4 is, I don't have...
4,960? So 4,960. That's what we're looking at.
So 4,000... If
Ted did his math right.
Yeah, if I did my math right. So 4,960 feet in a round from all the craziness that can be done. Now Nate's like, well, what if this was like a charger type character?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be doing some extra damage
haste,
from this.
Haste is giving you an extra bonus to your armor class. Boots of Speed is giving everyone disadvantage on their attacks against you when you move through their threatened area.
Mobility, does that give you any help with that?
Summoning the Player's Handbook, voila. Mobile speed increased by 10 feet. When you use the dash action, difficult terrain doesn't cost you extra movement on that turn.
That's helpful.
Incredibly useful for this. And then when you make a melee attack against a creature, you don't provoke opportunity attacks from that creature for the rest of the turn, whether you hit or not.
Oh, well,
so
that's good.
if you've got like, all right, there's one dude, and you just run in and out, you could literally like, I'm gonna hit you, I'm gonna run around you 14 times and then run away because you literally have the movement to do it.
So that person can't strike you, and everyone else has disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay.
So, utterly crazy, synopsis. But we were looking at, like, speeds. All right, so if you're traveling at 60 miles an hour in a vehicle, modern day, you get into your car, that's 500 feet, that's 88 feet per second, which winds up being, you said
528. 528 feet is a round, basically.
So if you're doing almost 10 times that, that means you're approaching 600 miles an hour.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Now, some DMs might be like, well, this ain't a supers game, man. I don't want this happening. Which means, just don't put the boots of speed in your game and you can alleviate half of that. But
And
that's
just say no to Tabaxi, and that'll help.
That's another halving.
But we showed how a psionic person, so a mystic with a monk ability and being a wood elf, can still go like 100 miles an hour in a round. Just like, I'm just using my powers and going. And they can do that for
8 rounds.
8 rounds. So they can go they can go very fast for a while.
If you take away, all of the Unearthed Arcana stuff, using your DMG, your player's handbook, you can make a wood elf that can do all kinds of crazy speeds and have all kinds of fun with it. So for anyone out there who fell in love with the Flash, here's how you do it. If you like Quicksilver, here's how you do it. Now, we need to give him, in order to make him really, Flash, he needs to have some kind of epic feature that doubles yet again, and I think we'll get there.
Well, Tabaxi, if the Tabaxi gets doubled again, they break the sound barrier. They're actually supersonic at that point. And, I mean, that's anime proportions there. When you can break the sound barrier by running.
Now, the action surge is only going to be, usable once. The Tabaxi can only do this once before they have to not move for a round. But, okay, well, so one round, you really can cover the distance. But, man, it's crazy. Everything else seems to, last for a while. Your buddy or your magic item that allows you to use haste, that lasts for a minute. That's pretty nice. Long Strider's like an hour, no concentration. Nice. So, if you want to get back to that old system of, how can I get things that stack and stack and stack? Well, there's stuff out there for movement speed, and we found them.
Yeah, so I wanted to think about combat purposes, because actually use a 17th level character for something besides running around and looking awesome. Well, so I was thinking that without using celerity, you go quite a bit slower. But on average, a Tabaxi could do ranged weapons attacks and move several hundred feet every other round, fire, like sniper, run around another couple hundred feet, sniper again.
Right.
And then you're looking at basically an uncatchable sniper. So if you build an archer around that, well, that's really nasty.
Well, that to me now is like, oh, I want to add rogue into that for the sneak damage, and get assassin put on there. And...
yeah, those would all be really nice. I mean, because how big is an encounter? There's a certain point where you have to say you've ran away far enough, the encounter has ended. And you can enter it back again and kill somebody with assassinate.
So you could go utterly crazy with this. Now, mind you, that's a 20th level character, and like, all right, you enter into the dungeon and fight the bad guy, and then leave the dungeon next round. Like, you really don't have to face a lot of things when you have that much mobility. Now, I will warn you as a player, some DMs will hate you if you try doing stuff like this. And tactically use your move. The DM will have to start becoming creative with all kinds of trips and spells and things that hamper movement, or that cause you to lose your speed or knock you over, or whatever it is that he can do to trump this up, because losing half your speed when this stuff starts happening just to stand up becomes an issue. Now, moving with mobile feet doesn't
Yeah, if you take that dash action,
right,
you can get away from being stuck with the terrain problem.
So now Rogue and Monk allow you to use your bonus action to use the dash. So that would initiate the mobile feat. But it's still one of those things that's like, all right, you got to be careful. Don't do this build just to piss off your DM. Do it because you want to be the fastest man alive.
And also keep in mind, have some other character ability, because being fast doesn't do damage.
All right. Well, let's look at that aspect.
Yes, that's
you are a 9th level mystic, which means you're going to have access to other powers. Celerity, I believe, is under immortal, so therefore you're going to be able to shrug off damage. You're going to be able to get into a fight and actually do some damage. You're gonna be a 6th level monk, which means you can be using your Kai points to do flurry of blows to actually get multiple attacks around, so that you're not suffering that, oh well, I'm a melee character that can only swing once and I run fast. And then you're a 3rd level fighter, which means you've actually gotten access to your to your archetype for all 3, not just fighter. And you're going to be able to have choices. And if you're going all the way to 20th, depending upon what you like, you could add in, the 2 levels of, something else. Like I said, you could scrap out the 3rd level of fighter to put in 3 levels of rogue to get the assassinate. There's all different kind of ways that you could take this kind of character and become useful based on what you want to be able to do with it. So, I don't know what you guys think of this incredibly hilarious build. Nate and I literally cackled like mad trying to come up with all of these things.
Yeah, we definitely ran through this once just to get the giggles out.
So what do you guys think? Did we get something wrong? Was there something that we missed? Put that down in the comments below. While you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
You can also check out the store over at nerdarchy.com.
So until next time, stay nerdy.